Okay, just setting up the chat area. And there we go. We'll just wait for our guest to show up. So nothing to look at until they show up. Okay. Well. So trying to send everyone an email, that's not working out too well. Oh, there we go, 3 viewers. All right, not exactly seeing anyone though. That's interesting. Okay, I see that there are 3 viewers, but I'm not seeing anyone, which is interesting. Can anybody see the chat? Okay. I have no idea what went wrong. Okay, well, we'll wait 2 more minutes. And then what I'll do is just start the PowerPoint slide presentation that I had prepared. And in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can figure out why it says 3 viewers and I can only see myself. That's very strange. If you have ability to chat, go ahead and sign in so I know who's here. Just send me a little note on the chat screen, the group chat screen. Oh. Hyper Okay, I still cannot see anyone, and I cannot see anybody chatting. I'm feeling very isolated. So if you hover over the left-hand side of the screen, there should be like a little blue box with some lines. That's the chat box. If you click on that, you'll see my chat. And I'm hoping that people can actually see that and hear me. If anybody can hear me or see me, could you put something in the chat box so I know that you're there? Let's try something else. Google Hangouts. Oh. That's not working. That is not working. All right. Good God. Well, I can see that there are people here, but I cannot see any of you, which is very strange. I'm not sure why that's happening. What I'm going to do, without any other ideas, is just go through the slide presentation, and we'll see if I can figure it out sometime right after this presentation, or possibly next time. So there we go. I'm going to get us set up here, and we'll just go from there. And why? Okay. Okay, so now hopefully you're seeing a slide presentation. That says Capture the Cosmos. I'm going to try one more thing really quickly. Another idea I have. Okay, could somebody say something just to see if I... No, that didn't work either. Okay, just thought I'd try it. Okay. Okay, so... Today we're going to be talking about capturing ideas. All right, my name is Sherry, and this is Content Cathedral. The permanent link for this broadcast is going to be under this moniker, but there'll be a link within the blog, so you'll be able to find it easily. On the internet, I'm known as C. Alex Smith. That's mostly because my name is too common in order to have anything original. So my usual name, though, is Sherry Smith, and you can call me Sherry. Today is the start of a broadcast series. I'm going to try and start from the very beginning of creating a story and process all the way through. I don't know how long that will take, but I'm hoping that we can kind of do it in parallel and help each other out and keep each other company. And I'm kind of inviting you into my head while we're doing this story. This is sort of like parallel writing, which is kind of what happens during NaNoWriMo, only at a much slower pace and not as frantic. If you're already working on something, that's fine. You can jump in at any time. If we catch up to where you are, you can just join in, or you can just look at what we have and fritter it away for later. Before we get too far into developing a story, I want to briefly review what I'd like for this site. Then I'm going to talk about some educational anarchy. And then I'm going to talk about the brain and where inspiration comes from. And then we're going to do a writing exercise together, maybe, if I can figure out what's gone wrong with Hangouts. You'll need a pencil and a piece of paper for just regular 8.5 by 11 paper for this exercise. I'm not picky about what kind of paper or what kind of writing implement for that matter. You'll also need some subject that you want to explore a little bit more. This can be almost anything, a potential character, a setting, a question you have about plot in your manuscript, theme, just a general thought or curiosity. So be thinking about that in the back of your mind while we're going through the rest of this presentation. First, a little bit about myself. Whoa, what happened there? There we go. First, a little bit about myself. I travel around the Pacific Northwest for work. I am not a published author or a professional editor. I am a physician who is writing just like you. So feel free to take everything that I say with a grain of salt. But being nobody, I do carry certain advantages. For one, I'm very approachable. You can email me. You can get me on Facebook, Google+, Twitter sometimes. And I am not an editor, so I don't cost you anything. I'm not charging anything. This is a pet project of mine. I'm not selling anything, so I'm not going to spam your email. And you can feel free to disagree with me. Since I'm nobody, this is what works for me. You can ignore what doesn't work for you and not feel like you're missing out or like you're doing it wrong. I'm just somebody who's telling you how I'm doing it. And you can also feel free to add your 2 cents worth into the conversation if I can get it to work and tell us how you're doing it. This group doesn't particularly have a leader. I'm doing this particular webcast, but that doesn't mean that I'm any more important than anybody else who's in the group. We've all worked with critique groups where no one is really in charge and where we just learn from each other. I picture this group as kind of a similar thing. Anyone can put up lectures, and I see that Mary Patrick has already put up a blog post. Thank you very much, Mary. One of the many things that I'm having trouble with today is commenting on that post. I've tried several times, but I really like James Scott Bell, and I loved his Writing from the Middle book. I even have an exercise coming up later in this lecture series based on that book. So I agree with you completely. It's a great book. If you're feeling so inclined, you can put together your own webcast lecture, and hopefully we can work out the kinks and it'll work better than this one did. I'm also hoping to do some office hours. That's where I just put up a website with or a webcast with no particular agenda and let people come and answer questions or ask each other questions and try and work out problems in real time. Been thinking about maybe doing some write-ins where people can come and write for 45 minutes and then take a break and socialize for 15 minutes and then go back to writing for 45 minutes. That's kind of a trick of NaNoWriMo to get people to write a great deal of words in a short period of time. However, this is your site. You can announce other activities. You can be creative. Whatever you can think of. I'm here for you, and hopefully we'll problem solve and get it to work out for you. So now I'm going to talk a little less about me and the website and a little more about why we're all here. We're going to talk about where does creativity come from? From a purely scientific perspective, we honestly don't know. In truth, we're not even sure what the consciousness is, let alone where it gets its creativity. There's some logical problems with most of the theories about consciousness. The prevailing theory speculates that we don't actually have free will, that free will is itself an illusion, and that we are a bundle of very complex reflexes. I really can't buy into that theory. The theory that's on the other side of the spectrum of theories, far out on the fringe side, are a bunch of scientists that feel that consciousness is not actually inside your head at all. It's a force of nature, like gravity, and that you tap into it at a very fast rate, which makes it feel like it's going on inside your head. Which makes it feel like it's going on inside your head. It's kind of like tuning into a radio station. When I'm in the zone, when I'm writing in the zone, that is exactly how it feels to me. It feels like I'm tapping into something that's outside of me, and a lot of people experience that feeling. There is no science to say that that is not actually how it is happening. But whether you think that inspiration is coming from within the mind or from somewhere outside, we're pretty sure that the subconscious is very intimately involved in creating new inspirations and thoughts. The conscious mind is much more comfortable with familiar patterns, and so it's unlikely to come up with original stuff. It wants to go into cliches and comfortable patterns, and is actually a little bit afraid of new stuff. So the conscious mind actually actively suppresses the subconscious and keeps your best ideas in the dark. So somehow we have to distract the conscious mind long enough for what the subconscious is trying to tell us to actually get through and impact our conscious thought. And that's what a lot of writing exercises are about. There's some good sources out there for kind of putting the conscious mind to bed for a few seconds or distracting it so that you can engage the subconscious long enough to capture new ideas. Some of the books that I've found to be very helpful are Writing Open the Mind by Andy Cotier, Burn Wild by Christy Krug, Plot and Structure by James Scott Bell. Oddly enough, a book called plot and structure does have some interesting things in it. It has a whole list of writing exercises that are pages long. Today, though, we're going to be doing an exercise from Writing Open the Mind by Andy Cotier. This is one of my favorite exercises. It almost never fails to give me something I can use. It's the very first exercise in his book, and it's called the Cobblings exercise. So this is where you're going to need the piece of paper and the pen, and the idea that you had. Okay, what you're going to do is turn the paper to landscape view, which is kind of sideways, and you're going to put some headings up at the top. The headings are going to be people, concepts, places, questions, and emotions. Now, normally I give people about 7 minutes on a timer to fill in the categories, and that's what I give myself. Because we're doing this webinar and I can't really see you, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do this, and we'll edit this out eventually. And that'll give you a little extra time to make yourself some tea or go to the bathroom or do whatever you need to do. The big thing that you want to remember during this exercise is you want to keep your hand moving. You don't want to think too much. Even if you have to write a laundry list or a shopping list, that's fine. Write that in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you put under these headings. Just start filling them in about your question, hopefully. But if it's about random things or thoughts that aren't about your question, fill it in anyway. All right. So I have that it's about 1:24. So I'm going to let you do that. 1:25. Okay, so I'm going to let you do that until about 1:35 p.m. and then I will come back to you. Okay. Yeah. And there I am. Okay, and we're back. Hopefully that worked out well for you. I've posted some invitations, and I think they might be in your email, or they might be somewhere on the screen. If you see them, please do and accept the invitation, and let's see if that helps get you on my screen so I can see and talk to you. In the meantime, we'll go on with our presentation. Okay. So hopefully you've got a whole list of things in these columns. And now what I want you to do is kind of unfocus your eyes, not looking at any particular item in the list, and pick 7 of those items at random. Just circle them. Now, normally, I would have you just go for a walk. But because this is kind of inconvenient in a broadcast, what I'm going to do instead is kind of have you go through this very short meditation cycle. After that, I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes, and we're going to write for 20 minutes. And you're going to number those things that you circled 1 through 7, and you're going to start with the very first one and just write about it. It doesn't matter if it's connected to the original thought that you had or not. Just write anything that comes to mind about the item that you circled. And you're not going to write for any specific time. You're just going to write until you feel like you can't write anymore. And then you're going to move on to the next item that you've circled. So number 2, and you're going to keep writing on that item for a while. And we're just going to do that for 20 minutes after we do a quick meditation. So for the meditation, to kind of clear your mind and make it so your subconscious is a little bit closer to the conscious here, and you're got a little more access, is take a couple of nice deep breaths and just kind of relax back and shut your eyes. Then let your shoulders and your arms kind of droop down. Maybe roll your shoulders a couple of times. Move your neck back and forth. Just kind of try and get those muscles to relax. Now what I'm going to have you do is picture the number 20. And we're going to picture it as a nice solid object floating in space. When you have a nice solid object floating in space, you're going to fly through the number 20 between the 2 and the 0 and just cruise out into blank space. And somewhere very far out in space, you'll see a dot. And that dot becomes a 19 as you move closer. 19. And when you can picture the 19 is nice and solid, fly through that between the 1 and the 9. And behind it, you'll just find blank space and 1 dot. And as that dot gets closer, it's an 18. And you're going to continue till you get to 10. And then you'll see a 09 and fly through all the way down to 1. If you get distracted, start thinking about things, start worrying about things, start over at 20. It's no big deal. It's not a big deal. You just start over at 20 and try and calm your mind again. And when you get down to 1 and you're nice and calm, start writing. I'm going to give you 25 minutes so that you get 5 minutes for this meditation and then 20 minutes to write. Well, something worked.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. I can hear you and see you. That's so great. What did
Awesome.
you do? What did you do? Tell
Well,
us, tell the others what you did to get on the screen.
well, I finally got your email and it actually called me. Yes.
Okay, so the one that says the invite, because I just sent another one that gives you a link. That's just a bigger
So,
link.
whatever you sent me, the first thing you sent me.
Okay. All right. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna have to. I can tell I'm getting feedback. I'm gonna have to put on my headphones.
All right. I think we're done with the feedback loop.
Yes, that was my fault. I took out the headphones because I couldn't hear it.
So last time was like I could go to the like an event and click on that, and then we could see your screen, your computer screen, and all that. Remember, because you could throw up a file. But this time, all I could see was like the YouTube. We actually started messaging each other on the YouTube channel.
Really? Because I've got
So
messages, but nothing's there.
so even at the YouTube channel, you didn't see anything. Because if you turn on your chat, you should see where we were talking to each other.
Oh, okay. This is interesting. So there's two things.
Yes.
Well,
So we could.
that's kind of unfortunate, isn't
So.
it?
So that's what was kind of going on.
And see.
So.
And I'm gonna.
So it's like I didn't see the event like I did last time. Last time there was like an event underneath the air, the Hangout air.
Okay.
Which there's you can find the existing one that happened last week.
Okay. Hang on. Let me go back over to that. That's the wrong one. So this one. Okay.
Oh, and there's Deborah. She just.
She figured it out too, huh?
I think so. Yes.
Let me see. Say hi. I see your picture. We're getting closer.
She might have to push the allow buttons or something.
Allow, or there might be up at the top. There's allow video and mic.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that they're not red, that they're white.
Right. Oh, looks like she left.
Oops. Okay.
Looked like she tried, and then I don't know what was going on. Though.
Now I've had trouble. I've had trouble with the site today. It may just be my computer. I haven't been able to comment on your.
Yeah, I heard you.
Now you went to the site page.
Yep. So I went to. It's like there's a really slow lag. So yeah, so I went to. So I went to like my Google Hangouts to see if I had an event.
I do see your chat. That's cool.
Okay. Okay. So you saw the YouTube chat then.
Yeah.
But the only thing I didn't see was, as like last time, there was like an event, like here's your, this event's going to start, and that was under the Google Air Hangouts was what I didn't see.
Okay. So, Jacqueline, I don't think I invited you. I didn't realize you were coming, so I will do that now.
Okay.
Oh, I hear somebody, I think.
Hello? Hello?
I hear somebody. And I see somebody.
Going on.
How about now?
I've had trouble with the site today. It may just be my computer. I haven't been able to comment on your.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the YouTube is lagging or something.
Yeah, something like that's happening.
Yeah.
So I went to
I tell you what, I'm going to turn off that.
Okay.
Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was watching both the site and the Hangout, that was a problem apparently.
Yes. Now without the YouTube thing, I think it's almost like it's not lagging.
Yeah, I think it was like picking up some. I'm not sure why because I've got my earphones in and I've got the mic, so it shouldn't be, but then it's kind of weird.
The only thing I didn't see was as like last time there was like an event, like here's your, this event's going to start, and that was under the Google Air Hangouts was what I didn't see.
Hello? Can anybody hear me now?
I don't think I invited you. I hear somebody.
I can hear. Yeah.
I hear somebody new.
I can see you guys. I guess you can't see me yet.
Yes, I can see you.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. I'm trying to fiddle with getting Jacqueline's email address.
I hear somebody.
Oh, there's another one.
Come on. My internet's slow because I'm broadcasting, so.
Have we got 3 of us on here?
Deborah, okay. All right.
Nice.
Let's see. Well, if I can't do that, I know where I can get it. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find Jacqueline's email address and the. Yeah, something like that's happening.
I can still hear the YouTube.
Yeah. Do you guys want to go off of the other page? Because that's what happened for me. Is that by going off of the YouTube page and onto the Hangout, the feedback loop stopped.
Yes. So I just went ahead and shut my YouTube thing off.
Okay.
Now without the YouTube thing, I think it's
a little better.
It's not lagging.
Yeah, I think it's like picking up some. I'm not sure why. There we go. So now I can invite somebody. The last of you.
Hello? Can anybody hear me now?
All right. Okay. I just sent out the invitation to Jacqueline. So Jacqueline, if you can hear me. Oh, I don't think she's on anymore.
I can see you guys. Yes, I can see you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm trying to.
That's the YouTube channel still.
Yeah. Hey, Deborah,
I don't know if that's.
do you have like both the Hangout open and the YouTube channel open?
Yeah, I can close the YouTube.
Close the YouTube and see if that decreases our feedback loop.
How's that?
Yes.
I think that did it. I think we finally
I think
fixed
so.
it. So could you guys see the slide presentation then?
Yeah.
I could see it. Yes.
And could hear everything? Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure. Okay. Well, I thought we had the kinks worked out the first time, but apparently not.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know, it's like the event just wasn't there. I just couldn't see it. It wasn't
Okay.
until you emailed me the event that I got to actually click on it.
Okay, I see. All right. So I think I have it figured out how I can do this, though, so that you get the invitation to the right link beforehand. And so we'll try that the next presentation. And I will edit all this craziness out eventually. So were either of you actually trying to write?
I tried a little bit, but then I was just really distracted.
Yeah, by all of this. I can go back and give you another 20, 30 minutes if you want, or we could just go on to the end of the slides presentation.
Yeah, let's continue because we can now understand about the relaxing part, and we could probably.
And I will.
Those slides will be, yeah.
I'll edit
the slides
this
will be
down.
up, right? Yeah.
And put it actually in a blog post. And I will try and figure out why I can't comment on yours. What did you commented on mine?
Yes, I just clicked on the no comment thing, and then it opened up the dialog box or the comment box.
Huh.
So I clicked on the no comment.
I've clicked on that.
Words.
But nothing will.
Oh.
It won't let me do any. It won't let me go any further. That's interesting. I'll have to figure that out. That's on my list of things to figure out. Okay. All right, we'll go on with the screen share.
Okay.
All right, so I think we were here, and there we go.
All right. Yeah.
Slideshow.
And that's clearer too, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we kind of got through all of that, and you were writing down the list. And then what I usually tell people to do is put it away for the evening and come back in the morning and just look through it and highlight the good stuff. Keep the good stuff that's there. Usually there's one or two nuggets, either a phrase that's just really original and interesting, or an idea, or something else that just really pops out. Highlight those things and keep them in a file. Now, as part of this, I'm going to put the webcast in its own blog post, which I call the show notes, and I'll have some links to the books that I've mentioned. And I'm also going to have a link to EverNote, which I'm going to mention in a minute, and Scrivener. To the blog site, I've added another page, and if you look at the blog site at the top, there's a band where I mentioned last time. There's a home page, and then the how do I. I've put another tab in there called Brainstorming. And so I have to figure out how to stop this. Hang on. I'm going to switch over and show that to you. Which I think is here.
I did see it. It was.
Okay, you should be seeing the blog site. Is that right?
Right now we're seeing you.
Oh, okay. Hang on. So I didn't click share. There we go.
There you go.
You should be seeing the blog site. Is that right?
I see I see the interview questions you asked us.
You see the Google group, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the group. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Sometimes it's hard to see which screen you're in.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just go with entire screen. There you go. All right. And so now you should be seeing Content Cathedral,
Yes.
the blog site. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So up here, I've added a new page right here, Brainstorming. Okay. And I'm just going to kill that. So Brainstorming, there's some little notes from James Scott Bell and some basic rules. And then there's this big long table here. Okay. So you can just read down, these are just different ideas for brainstorming, different ways of kind of shutting down the conscious mind. There are hundreds of these ideas that people have had. And right now there are 45 of them that I've got in here. So if you put in this box 1 through 45 and generate, it will generate a random number. And you can come down here to 13, and it says research something that you're interested in and write a plot idea as you research. Let the plot drive the research for a while. So that's just one way of kind of doing something sort of random to get into the subconscious. This is one of those sites where I'm okay with you editing it, actually, because I've left all these blank lines down here for people to add exercises if they find some really cool ones. Just remember to put it, if we run out, just remember to make more rows and put more numbers here and name it something.
Okay.
But you might want to just look through here and make sure that the exercise isn't already in there, because you don't want to weight one exercise more than another. So okay. So that was that. And then you want to keep track for the next couple of weeks or so until I can get another one of these up and actually working again. And working properly. You want to keep track of writing and some ideas. And bring the best ones, like the best top 3 to the next broadcast. And I will clearly announce the links and the places on your email and in the calendar. And I will do my best to figure out the technology so you get the right place and we're all at one place in the cybernet at one time.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. So that's
we are
good.
getting there slowly. I am actually learning as I go. I've never done either PowerPoint or this Hangout thing, so the learning curve's pretty steep for me. All right, one of the things that I find absolutely essential for keeping ideas and for notes that I'm developing is something called EverNote. So what I'm going to show you is my EverNote, which is right here. So this is my EverNote screen. And I keep this to have tasks that I know I'm going to do. Anything you put in the notebooks, if you put a dot before it, it'll be at the top, or if you put punctuation at all, really. I put all lectures and notes that I have into a writer thing. Now, I will tell you that I started using EverNote not realizing that the real power of EverNote is not notebooks like it is for Word documents or for Windows, but it's these tags. Somebody's very upset.
My turn off.
It's all right. It's okay. My dog's doing the same thing, so.
He loves to participate.
Yeah. So it's these tags here, and if we just go into one of the tags, well, we'll go into.
So you've tagged it yourself? These are tags that you've created?
Right. So if I go into Note, these are all the tags that I put on it, and I can add and remove tags so that this will show up in all of these tags. So say I wanted to mix up science fiction and fantasy. I wanted to do something that's both science fiction and fantasy. I could hit the science fiction and fantasy tag, and all of the notes that I have under those two tags will show up on one screen, and I can kind of mix and match. So it gives you the ability to take these ideas and kind of mix them up a little bit and do a mix and match thing and look at your ideas in new ways that you didn't see before. So I'm finding that I'm probably going to take these notebooks and coalesce them all into one that's Writer and just make all of these different tags. And then I have a tag for my tasks. And one of the interesting things that I've done is something called Next Task, which is the next time I sit down, say, and I'm watching TV and I want to do something with my hands, here's some suggestions for me. So I could just look and see, well, what do I got that I could do that I need to kind of do while I'm with my hands while I'm watching TV. And I have one that's called Brainstorm. So these are all the ideas that I've just written down, and I can just scan through these the next time I have 30 minutes to develop a story and think about one of these, look at one of these, which one grabs my imagination at that moment, and develop it a little bit further and see if it really actually has legs. And I have something where I just put ideas that I don't know what to do with.
Okay.
So now the nice thing about this is you can get to it from anywhere. There's apps for your phone, so you can just see it on your phone and type it in as you're walking, or if you're at work and you're on a different computer, you can get to it from work. You can also make a new audio note. I do this all the time when I'm just waking up from a nap and I have this great idea, but my eyes aren't really open or focused yet. I'll just make a note, a video, or an audio note, and then I can listen to it later and actually write it up. So you can get to EverNote. EverNote has a free version. I'll put this link in the show notes. It has a free version that offers most of the stuff that we would use, actually. So, and it talks about all the stuff that it enters that it has in this web page. So I'll have that for you if you want to try out EverNote or give it a little walk. It also has a web clipper, which I don't know if you guys have ever seen web clipper before.
No.
Oh, this is awesome for research. So say, okay, you found this great site. It says EverNote. Okay, but right now you're just too busy to write this down or do anything about it. You download this little elephant guy for your browser, and you click on him. And he says, well, what do you want? Do you want this bookmarked? Do you want the full page? Do you want simplified? In other words, all the there's not really ad here, so all the distracting things out of it, you just want the information. You want the whole article. And then it says, what notebook do you want to put it in? And what tags do you want to enter it under? And you can even add like a little note to yourself. And so we'll put this in holding because I'll just take it out again. There's holding. And we'll save it. And And now I can even make a task out of it. I can say, okay, I want to have this page read by such and such date. And now, if I go to my EverNote, and I sync it to the internet, because it's actually just holding it in the cloud right now. But if I sync it, there it is.
Nice.
So you can do a lot of research really, really fast with that, and then kind of go through the stuff and read it when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's our... That's not quite sync. There it is. So there's our note.
Yeah, I guess it stores it for you, because sometimes you'll find a page and then never can find it again, or
Right.
that piece of information. Yeah.
Right, and you want to put it. You want to make sure you've got it well tagged, or you won't find it in EverNote, which is infinite sometimes.
Yeah, you'll never find it again.
So, highly recommend EverNote. I think it's one of the few programs that's really been something I couldn't do without. Catch up to ourselves here. So the next time when I'm going to try and do another one of these, and I have the courage to do another one of these, we're going to try testing the idea using something that Donald Moss, or I think it was Donald Moss story engineering, is that who did story engineering? A test that he has to see if the idea that you have has enough power behind it to actually make it through an entire novel, through a story. And we're going to talk about the elements, so we'll figure out what the big elements are in the idea, and go from there. Now, I'm
Interesting.
a user of Scrivener, so I'm also going to show you. Yeah, sure. My Scrivener Snowflake file. So this is a templated file that kind of leads me through different steps to kind of define the idea and get it sort of fleshed out a little bit more. So we'll start with test your idea, and I'll have this template in the show notes for that show. And if you're using Word, I'll convert these all to Word files so you can also use it for Word. Do either of you use Scrivener?
I have Scrivener, but I really haven't learned how to use it yet.
Okay, all right.
I use it.
Oh, okay, both of you use it, so that's easy then. I'm going to have a link to Scrivener on the show notes, which are that one, which is Literature Latte. And since you both have it, you don't have to worry about the 30 days and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's about all I have.
Well, very good. I've never heard of. Do you know who makes EverNote? Is that?
It is its own company, so it's
Okay.
not attached to Google, and it's not attached to. Am I still sharing? Yeah, stop. There we go.
Yeah, it's a standalone app.
It's a standalone app. It's their own company. So they're not, as far as I know, they're not marketing their information. I suppose they could. It's all goes to their internet. But they've, I mean, it works really well, and it works with a lot of different apps too. I use it on my iPad. I don't have a Mac, but I have a PC and an iPad. And if you've ever worked with those two, you know they don't work and play well together. So EverNote is one of those few apps that goes seamlessly between the two, and so I can convert files that way. So it works as well on my iPhone as it does on my PC.
Oh, okay. Yep, that look like some good ideas.
Okay. Well, anything else you'd like to talk about? Or I've guaranteed that I would be here for another 40 minutes, so I'll keep the web page open for people who want to show up. Some people thought they might want to show up after I'd done the talk. And so if you want to talk about anything else, that's great.
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's good. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Now we've got the bugs worked out.
It's embarrassing. That's why I did that other one. So it would
Technology and
go smoothly.
some monster.
Now the other one though didn't record, so that's what I was trying to fix in this broadcast. Was trying to make sure that it was going to record and stay, and we could edit it down and use it in the site. So now the big thing after I close this down is to see, did it actually record?
Well, it's streamed live, so you might have it.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
I do. Well, the other one streamed live too, but nothing happened. So, well, I'm probably going to get my crochet and just sit here for.
Oh, you can get out your EverNote and see what you should do.
What was that?
You should get out your EverNote and see what you should do now.
Oh, I should. That's it. I'll need a new 20 category, a new next category. End of a broadcast.
Yeah. Oh,
So I
very
think it's-
good. You got some.
What are you guys working on right now? You were working on. I can't remember what you were working on.
It's about my young protagonist, Jane, who has a brain tumor, and
Oh, that's right. That's right. The house on something.
on
some
Moss
day.
Swamp.
Moss Swamp.
Moss Swamp Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moss Swamp
I
Road,
came
yes.
too late. I came back too late to actually start from the beginning. I need to go back and start to read it. I tried to go back and read some of them, but haven't gotten
Yeah.
there yet.
Yeah, there's a lot going on the site sometimes. So you kind of stick with the ones that you start kind of at the beginning, I guess sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, but I think I'm in the terrible middle, and it's like you're trying to figure out. I know where I want to go, but I just have to figure out how to get there.
Yes, that is kind of where I ended up getting into trouble with my long piece. Yeah, the middle.
In the middle.
I know. I feel your pain.
But you recently finished your Christmas Carol. You got past all that middle piece, and you got to the end.
I was actually listening to the Alistair Sim movie while I was writing it.
Oh, okay.
The Sim movie?
Alistair Sim. So it's a Christmas Carol, right? The Alistair Sim version from 1930, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I was listening to it as I was writing. So I had the story in mind, and I just followed the storyline of A Christmas Carol.
And that wasn't too distracting? I would think any video kind of thing would be so distracting.
I wasn't watching, I was listening. As I was writing my stuff, just to get where he is in the process, so which ghost was doing what.
Huh.
And so it actually took me a few hours to write the whole thing, in general. Then I went back and beefed it up.
Huh.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you. I actually read it first, then I watched the movie just to make sure I had all the right pieces in there. And modernized it.
Yeah, that was
an
really
interesting process.
nice. I like that. Yeah. Kind of bring it up to the more of a modern feel to it, and dealing more with what's going on today in today's society.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting. So is Scrooge a CEO of a big corporation?
Right. So it's not Scrooge. It's called Frankie, and he actually is wealthy and just a grouch, and he's messed up his life, and it's a question of, in a fairy tale kind of way, like Christmas Carol, how he comes back to getting his life back together, in a modern way.
Oh, so you don't have the ghosts show up and
I do. The ghosts show up.
Okay,
So
all right.
it's there, but it's a modern background, so it's not like it's old England, but it's like right now. It's between LA, most of it takes place in Montana, but the guy's from LA.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a nice retelling.
Thanks.
So have you guys got any ideas what you're going to write next?
Oh, I have some stuff already written. And because I like this format so much of creating, getting an old short story and trying to make it current, I'm going to try to do that again. I think my next one is Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to modernize that one.
Interesting.
Yeah, that'll be real fun.
It's going to take, so right now it takes place in Central Park, in Sheep's Meadow. So it's going to be called Legend of Sheep's Meadow.
Ah, I like the series that they had coming out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The legend, I guess the legend, yeah. I liked how they did that.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. I've got more of a sci-fi one coming that I've kind of outlined and everything, and called it Sweet Luna Dreams. And so I think after I finish this book up, I'm going to try my hand at that one again.
Is that what I think did I read like a little bit of that? Did you have that up on Right Practice?
Yeah, it was like for my NaNoWriMo, I put that up on Becoming Writer, where they had that month-long,
right.
where you just put your daily writing. So I did have some of it there.
I think I saw some of that. That looked pretty good.
Yeah. So I kind of revisioned it again. So it's like at least I know who the characters are, and I just have to clean it up or something. I'm not really sure.
Good enough.
Yeah. Yep, and I guess your writing is still in the drawer for.
My writing is still in the drawer, so I'm starting with a new thing. I had taken One Piece through the process that it's going through in this webcast, in this series, and that was during World War II. This is actually true. During World War II, both Hitler was very into the occult. He was doing these like occult ceremonies and stuff. Hitler's a weird guy. But as it turns out, Winston Churchill was also into kind of the Druid movement that was going on at that time. And I'm not sure, I kind of doubt that FDR was into any of that, but he did have like a soothsayer. He did have a secret meeting with a soothsayer, who actually ends up being Nixon's, years later ends up being Nixon's advisor. So the story idea that I had was World War II envisioned from these people that become part of the cabinets for the Prime Minister and for FDR, who are advising them on the occult warfare that's going on underneath World War II.
I wonder what was in his pipe. You could put something in there he could smoke.
Yeah, I know. In case you haven't guessed, I'm a fantasy sci-fi writer. By today's standards, that seems very weird, but apparently in England there was this whole movement that of Druidic kind of tradition and Celtic sort of cultural revival going on at the time. It just happened to be going on during World War II.
Oh, very interesting. It's almost like Abraham Lincoln, the vampire slayer.
Right, yes, kind of like that. Kind of like that.
That was hilarious, yeah.
Sort of the same idea, I guess. But I'm also working on some other stuff. I'm working on a far future one that kind of has elements of feudal society, but also next door has a very technically advanced society and their conflict.
Yeah.
So I think that might be the one that I developed through this series that I developed in parallel.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be interesting.
My bird is loving this conversation. He is chatting away as if he's part of it. He's looking at me, trying to be part of it.
Channel. He's his own webcast like him.
Oh. Yeah. He's definitely enjoying that.
My dog, on the other hand, does not like these when I do these. It's boring. There's nothing involved in chasing, getting a ball, tug of war, none of that.
Yeah, my dog is asleep on his bed, on her bed.
Yeah, I've got mine here. She's sleeping.
Well, here you can say hi to Zach. Let's see.
Hey, Zach.
There's Zach.
There he is. Yeah. There he is. All right. Well, we'll have to do this again. So it'll all come together. I know it will.
I know next time I will get it right. It will work. All the parts of it work.
And don't if we let too much time go by, then we're going to forget everything we've learned.
I will try and get another one out in a week.
Okay.
I'll get this up and actually do a slide presentation by a week. Actually, it might not even need to be a slide presentation because if I go to use Scrivener, I'll just show you what I've got on the Scrivener and the whole exercise there. So.
And then we can just watch your screen, whatever you have on your desktop.
Right. Yeah. So it probably won't even take as long because I won't have to do a slide presentation.
Right.
Which took a long time to figure out. So maybe the next few won't take very long to set up.
Yeah.
Just need a time. And I think this is going kind of long, actually. I doubt anybody else is going to show up, so.
Okay, I'm going to go.
I don't blame you. I think I'm going to go, too.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Together.
And the calendar, and it should show up. The next one should show up.
Bye.
All right. Bye.